Hello everyone. I didn't have much choice in the back art for this matter. You might see me moving the background. This image is not exactly that big. But internet's down for me on the day I'm supposed to be getting a lot of work done. The April Fool's post that I originally wanted to post on April Fool's Day didn't get finished. Was going to go up today. But internet is down. Which means I have to rework my schedule around. And Marley wants attention. She wants to not be ignored during this thunderstorm. Ah! Not the neck, not the neck! I'm trying to hold her. She wants to shit on my neck instead of my shoulder. Anyway, folks, the plan for... Oh, now she's going my back. The plan for this week, well, this month, is twofold. We're going to be finishing off during the heartwarming season and pretty much be done with the Earth Pony section. We'll be dipping into the final section of During the Heartwarming next season. Yippee! We're finally there! This story took so fucking long! But the final section will be 4 seasons long anyway, so fuck. Got a lot more things planned. I don't want to go fully over it until we get to that day. But to simply put, it's going to be fun. For now, I'm going to post 2 chapters this month, just like the end of every season. They will be covering... I can't access data to see what I'm reading. But from what I remember, we'll be covering the final bout with Carnival... No, wait, no, Carnival Carnage got killed off last chapter. Yeah, he's dead. He's just straight up dead. No, we'll be covering the last part of Gravyback's story. It's done next chapter. And then we dip right into the biggest piece I've been building in the background of this story. Who the fuck is Gold D. Apple? I've got a lot to reveal there, dang it. Something I've been building in the background of this storyline since day one, okay? Some of you may have an idea where I'm going with this. Some of you don't. Just know it will be epic, and it will pay off in future timelines, too. Because, yes, them being apples was chosen on purpose. My original plan was to have it affect Applejack in the future, but I kind of turned her into a zombie, if you guys didn't read SWWC. So I kind of have to push it onto Big Mac, which is fine, because he's got his own little story in SWWC, and Marley just cut my finger open? Really? You wanted to play! It's not my fault you wanted to go full claw. It's not bleeding yet, so... But I definitely know that feelings. Like, yeah, there's the cuts that you know don't make you bleed, and there's the cuts you know are going to be bleeding later. Anyway. So, what else is happening? No new chapters for SWWC. We finished that season off. We finished it off with a bit of surprise with us going back to Griffinstone, seeing Grandpa Gruff. It's hilarious that I've done so many stories with him as a flat-out asshole with a shotgun. I was almost tempted to put a shotgun in his hand in this story, but I thought, nah, I'll hold off on that. Although I've introduced guns in this universe already, I'm gonna hold off on that. I might do it next time he appears. He is protecting children right now. And the whole point of that chapter was also to establish where is Gabby, because I keep telling you folks that when SWWC connects to SLC, it will be because of Gabby. It'll be a story on Spike and Gabby, because they are my favorite ship. Also, Rarity will play a major role in that too, but I'm not telling you how, because mentioning even the slightest of what she's doing in that story will be massive spoilers for the entirety of SWWC in any format. Like, holy shit, me telling you she's in the story is already too much. And Monty just wants to attack my leg now. It's because I'm walking about and the internet's down. She's so used to me having the laptop there. on my lap, and she's just watching me, and it is like, I want that lap, I want that lap. Get that fucking laptop off there, I want that lap. But now I'm walking about because the internet's down. It might be back up by the time I'm done with this video. I don't know. I'm tired of looking at that blasted light. Either way. Let's see, what else am I covering? I guess I'll go ahead and spoil what the April Fool's post was going to be, since it will be pushed back. But it's a story about Garble, okay? It's a one-shot about Garble and a rock. You know which rock I'm talking about, folks. Yeah. You'll laugh out loud when you read the title. It came to me in the middle of the night. I'm like, I've got to write this whole thing down. Oh, fuck yeah, this is going to be hilarious. With some questionable stuff here and there. Twilight's clearly not in the right mind during the whole damn thing. Anyway, kind of a joke ship I've always been considering in the background. Never will make it canon. I will never, ever make this ship canon. But it's sort of a joke one in the background. It's like, yeah, Twilight has a brother that's a dragon, and her brother gets bullied by other dragons constantly. Like, what if she decided to, with the bully, like, always been a joke in the back of my mind, a Garble Twilight ship. That, and frankly, Twilight and Ember, I don't know why. Her and other dragons just fits around in a comedy spice of what the fuck. Heck, I might just pull this back and say it for like for like a marathon where Twilight just sleeps with a bunch of dragons. I'm certain I could find another room. I'm certain I could figure out a story for her how she screwed how I could get her with the freaking what's that one dragon that screams a lot? Yeah, they're in a costume in that. That could work. Yeah, that could work. Anyway, either way, I'm pushing back the Garble and the Rock storyline to probably sometime in May. It might not come at all if I think about changing that marathon up. And also, my other plans are going to be to get the side stories out of the way, okay? I've got one side story very finished, but it's going to be posted later, okay? The first one I want to get out is the one on Sapphire. I've been telling you guys about the Sapphire one for a while. I finally almost got it finished. I just got to clean up the grammar. Only problem, I can't because the fucking internet is down! But yeah, I've got some fun ideas for her. It's going to be a bit of a murder mystery. Not going to be that long. I think roughly... I'm going to save it as a one-shot. Though it might go a bit longer than normal one-shots, okay? I might break it up into chapters, but still post it all in one go. Frankly, I don't want to have too many multiple chapter side stories. I want to save those for the summer post. This was meant to come out... Marley, why are you trying to grab my leg again? This was meant to come out during winter and spring. But, as you know, due to my headaches and all the surgeries of my jaw and stuff, things got complicated last year, okay? And I couldn't get the post out. I couldn't, frankly, finish the stories. But yeah, after the Sapphire story, there will be a Zephyr story, like I originally planned. That was always part of the original list. The Sapphire story is a new story I had to put in when I wanted to move stuff around. This is because of two things. One, the Scootaloo story is going to be our big event for the summer, okay? And it will essentially be 3 stories in one, okay? it will be 3 different timelines happening at the same time, and you'll just have to go with it because you'll love how the payoff is, okay? The main storyline is Scootaloo just trying to enjoy an adventure with Rainbow Dash and her friend, and Fluttershy, okay? Awesome. I've always seen them as a cool little family unit. Really cool. But the problem being, you guys know what happened to Fluttershy in SWWC already. That's been blatantly revealed. I did that early because I wanted our attention on what the fuck happened to Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. Remember? Last season of SWWC ended with the reveal that Scootaloo is in chains. That Scootaloo was the source of the zombification. What the fuck happened? That's the point of this story. That's why it'll be a big event. But also, one of the things I've been loving to do in the background when writing these stories is world building, especially around the parentage of certain characters and the absurd bloodlines we have for these characters. There's a loud-ass car going by. What the fuck, guy? Anyway, so we've got a big thing happening in Scootaloo's story. Yeah, basically covering what's her mysterious bloodline, because I am not doing those evil as fuck parents. No, we're doing something else entirely. We're also going to be doing what are Rainbow Dash's parents' bloodline? What is the Fluttershy bloodline? There's a reason why I wanted the Zephyr story to be coming out right before this Scootaloo story. Because it'll basically be a prologue of ideas in the Scootaloo story. It's not a direct prologue. No, it definitely takes place after the Scootaloo events. But it does lay the groundwork for the Scootaloo events, okay? It references stuff that will be outright shown in the Scootaloo events, okay? And what is this? The Scootaloo section and the later Limestone section, I think will be coming out in a few more years, is going to be my most hyped side stories, period. Okay? Because there is so much happening in the lore, okay? These are side stories you do not want to mess out on. I don't care if you skip the Sapphire one. That's just a cool little murder mystery. I don't care if you even skip out in the Zephyr one. But do not miss out on the Scootaloo one coming in July. That is going to be hype. It's also going to be a weird craziness of, because we have 3 different timelines going on in the Scootaloo story, okay? We've got Scootaloo having an adventure with Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash. Then we have Rainbow Dash having an adventure with spoilers. I can't say who, because that will reveal a major character that we also left off on. Remember that at the end of SWWC's last season, not only did we find out Scootaloo was the source of the zombie virus, but we found out something big, while also not, okay? Bone Collector had their mask taken off. Holy shit. Flash and Timber know who it is, and that's going to be the big reveal of the Scootaloo storyline, is the second timeline, Rainbow Dash and maybe you guys have figured out from context clues my other videos. I don't know. It is by far one of my favorite Rainbow Dash ships, period. Easily top tier. Anyway. And it also lays, the reveal will have massive ramifications for the bloodlines going forward, especially for another villain. You might have noticed in SWWC that Bone Collector and General Flood hang out a lot. I wonder why. No, it's not because they're in love. Hell no, yeah. He's already got enough complications as it is, but There's a reason why these two have been the highest echelon of loyal soldiers to King Cray, okay? They're important pieces, but their bloodline is so entrenched in crazy madness, okay? Outside of that, the third timeline happening in the Scootaloo story is a bit of a crazy one. I was originally going to do this as a one-shot off by itself. No connection to SWWC at all. Just a random-ass story I thought was fun and goofy. But then I realized, wait a minute. I could do that and that and that. Like the reveal of this and that. So, one of the big things that's always been in the background of my mind is Rainbow Dash's father. I originally had a very different outlook on his storyline before we got revealed on who he was, okay? I had this whole detective story laid out I was going to do with him, right? Some of that bits will be recycled into the Sapphire story. As I'm going somewhere else entirely, but still keeping a lot of my ideas I wanted for him in place. And that's by putting him in another ship. Not just his wife. Yeah. What I plan to do with him will not really affect it will not affect your viewpoint of his character at all, really, that much. It will really affect how you see Rainbow Dash. No, I'm not going there. Get your mind out of the gutter. No. No. I am not going there. I'm going to be doing a lot of big things when it comes to Rainbow Dash's bloodline. Some of you guys might like it. Some of you guys might not like it. But frankly, it's something I've always seen as fact in the original show. Rainbow Dash's bloodline is very entrenched in the Wonderbolts. Very, very entrenched. She wasn't just some random rookie that's good at it. No. Holy fuck no. And I'm confronting that head on. There's so much I want to talk about. But that's pretty much the whole idea with the Scootaloo, Rainbow Dash, and Rainbow Dash's father. Those are the three pieces of the timeline, okay? Now, why am I doing a random three timeline piece in the SWWC section side stories when, if you've been reading SWWC side stories, if you've been reading SWWC at all, it's firmly established the whole reason the Canterlot fell, the whole reason this utter hell is going on is because someone messed with the timelines. That was blatantly revealed in the Rarity Spike Sweetie Belle story, okay? Where Sweetie Belle had a freaking time jump placed on her, and Rarity, whole bunch of crazy mess going on. Sweetie Belle was pregnant, then suddenly she wasn't. Then suddenly her baby was stolen. Then blah, blah, blah. You'll be finding out who her baby is later. If you haven't already... Well, wait, no, I think I did flat out say who it was, didn't I? Yeah, I think I did. Either way. Her baby will be coming back later in the story. And there'll also be something similar happening in the Zephyr storyline. Holy fucking shit. There is so much happening. So much. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. This May is going to be okay. We're ending during Heartswarming's Earth Pony sections. We are going to have 2 side stories posted this month. Hopefully, if I get the internet back on. Who knows? I might check on it. Nope, still didn't look like it's on over here. I have to go check the actual machine. It's in the kitchen. I'm in the living room. Outside of those, we are also starting Dragon May Cry 2 this month. I totally forgot about that because I was so hyped on that stuff. But of course, that's the major thing a lot of you people are waiting to see. What am I going to do with Dragon May Cry 2? Well, the cover artist is almost finished. They've got the spots for each character. I love the designs they're doing. They're really cool. They're not just, human version of these characters, because the artist won't do pony versions of these characters. They're also going to be character pieces, okay? I'm putting little, nods to their character in the art pieces, okay? Yes, they're going to be human, just like before, because this artist will not do Anthropony, will not do normal pony, but they damn good make good shit, okay? I've trusted them for years to deliver great shit. I am pissed off that when I posted that image to Derpy Buru, everyone threw a fucking fit, thought it was not belonging. Like, dude, that's blatantly Spike. Dude, that's blatantly Twilight. I hate that. Because it's damn good art. Either way, I'm going to be posting the first chapter of Dragon May Cry 2 on May 12th. And I have so much written down. What we're going to do for the schedule on that is foremost 12 chapters, then a bonus chapter, then a break. Okay? About 2 days, maybe 1 day break, just to give me some breathing room while I continue to write our chapters in the background. However, after each 2 seasons, we'll also take a week break, because how I've broken down the acts is 2 acts per place we'll be in. Okay? I'm doing this to make sure I don't end up in the idiotic mess that was last book. Okay? Last book had such horrible pacing. We spent so much time in Inferno Pit. We spent so much time in the Frostlace Mountains. We spent almost no time at all in the freaking wet acid place. I can't even remember its fucking name. And Spike never, ever encountered that bitch at all. Holy fucking shit, she's the only Dragon Lord he never encountered. Guess what? She's coming back. I've got so much planned for this storyline. A much better pacing of us basically doing one section, introducing the land, another section, facing the problems of these lands, and then moving on to the next storyline. Outside of that, I'm also working on something else. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but lately I have been getting the urge to write a Sunburst storyline. It's following Sunburst in Ancient Past. As you know, Marley, nothing happened. She tried to run by my leg again. You were this close to getting stepped on by a mere inch. I felt you under my foot. I felt you under my foot, girl. And she's like, yeah, what about it? Anyway, so I've been getting the inspiration for a Sunburst story, and I'm shockingly getting a lot of it done. My idea is either one of 2 things. One, I'll just unload it as part of the final section of Journey of Heartswarming, because, as you know, he arrived in the Ancient Past, just like Starlight and Twilight. How he got there is a bit of a, not really mystery, but clearly a mystery. If you read Daring Do's Glacier storyline, you know what happened. Kind of, okay? You know that the events at that laboratory sent him back in time. And you'll be learning more on his point of view of being sent back in time during the prologues of each season of SWWC. But this storyline as it is, I'm unsure if I want to write it as part of Journey Heartswarming or as its own thing. If I do it as its own thing, I might back it up and have it take place after Journey of the Heartswarming, after Twilight and Starlight return to the present, and have him return later. That would be a good idea. I still have plenty of room to make that change. I just need to state that he gets back to shore within a few months instead of a month, like the original plan. Currently, he's arriving at Equestria's shores in late fall, and currently the characters will be heading to their final destination in late fall to try and line up with proper heartswarming. A lot is happening, okay? But I don't know where I want to fit it. If I do it as a standalone story, that's where it'll be going. At the same time, I could also combine it with the Luna story I've been trying to work on in the background, okay? Do not take this description in the wrong way. They are not together at all. Luna, Braeburn, Sunburst. Braeburn has got a massive bit of hidden storyline potential in place. Okay? I can't say what he's doing in the storyline, but it's massive, especially when you realize what's really going on with him. I've already laid hints, okay? But I've got this cool idea going on of him, only it's very sparse. It's way more sparse than the Sunburst storyline and the Luna storyline. I can't figure out when I want to post the Luna storyline because it'll have massive spoilers for SWWC. Okay? It is very much every bit of the reveal of the flashbacks in SWWC. You could have it take place, but you could read it between Journey of the Heartswarming and SWWC. You could read it right between the two. But it would also be massive spoilers for one over the other, okay? And I don't know what I'm doing with that one. And I think, what if I just combine it with the Sunburst story and just have it be its own new section to start up after I finish a Journey of Heartswarming? Because I don't know what I'm going to do with those characters out of Journey of Heartswarming. I can't do anything with the Historical Six after a certain point. That's fact, okay? We know how their story ends, okay? However, I still want to do stuff with Rex. I still want to do stuff with Clover. I still want to do stuff with these characters. And in the back of my mind, I've been wondering, should I write another story featuring these characters without Twilight and Starlight involved? I mean, if you guys knew the truth about Rex, you'd know his storyline doesn't end at all there, and it goes on much further, okay? Do I dare write that section down? I don't know. It's confusing, okay? Just know, in my backlogs, I have a Luna storyline, I have a Braeburn storyline, I have a Sunburst storyline. I might combine them. I might combine Sunburst with the later half of Journey of the Heartswarming. I might not. Who knows? Either way, that's the crazy madness I'm dealing with today. I'm hoping the internet will be back on so I can post this video and get back to working on one fucking story! I want to post Sapphires first, to get it out of the way, because I know it'll be less popular than the Zephyr storyline and the Scootaloo storyline. You guys are going to be very hyped for the Scootaloo story. I know it's going to be my best side story. Period. Go ahead and stop this because Marley wants to crawl on me again.